In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good evening there, and welcome to the latest Elite FPL Sunday surgery with myself, Steve-O, and I have nothing to say. I put out this tweet about half an hour ago. On @Elite FPL. Simply says this: doing a stream legitimately is therapy for me. Playing fantasy football absolutely drives me up the wall. I genuinely wanted to go early because I just want to chat here and just rant. This is me now. Now, if you don't like this, you may as well clear off because I'm going to be really, really selfish. Just quickly, from a non-selfish point of view, can people let me know just quickly what the audio's like, please? Because I just want to know how bad the audio or how good the audio is. To be honest with you, if it's bad, then I can turn it down, up. If it's good, then there we are. But please just let me find out what the audio is right, and yeah, everything's fine. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I like doing all this in a structured way. Myself and Jason have a structure in which we have our podcast set at specific times. But I'm a selfish person. I'm very self-indulgent, and I'm not going to lie. If Jason can't do this, then I'm going to go live when the hell I want. I will let you guys know. I will let you guys know when I'm going live. I tweet it out. I then put it in the Discord immediately. And like I said in that tweet, doing this stream is like therapy for me because there's nowhere else to talk other than on this stream, and getting callers like you guys on live on air. And by the way, if you want to come live on air, by all means, the Discord is alive and open. I haven't got my headphones in, so FPL Booner, please don't randomly come in. I ain't going to hear anything. I ain't sticking those headphones in until it's on my terms and conditions, okay? So nobody bother jumping in. Even if Jason's there, I ain't going to hear you. I ain't got anything up on screen or whatsoever, other than at the moment, the Twitter page right now at Elite FPL. And yeah, when I get you guys live on air, I'm not going to lie, it just makes me feel that bit better about myself. So, to give you an idea of why I'm feeling like this right now is that... So we started off with... let's bring it up, shall we? Let's bring it up. Now the games are over with, let's bring up the fixtures. So, we started off the game week... Sunday. With, of course, Crystal Palace versus Wolves and West Ham versus Man United. Straight away, in fact, do you know what? I'm going to start with this. I've completely forgotten. Here we are, FPL Daily Llama. Piece of paper there. I'll put it a bit closer to the screen. Not that anybody cares about this. Not that you're going to see any of this writing whatsoever. If you've come here for tips, the only tips you're going to get from me is how to predict football matches. Do you want to know why? Because it's the only bloody thing I get right. And that's the only swear word you're going to get. And I'm going to do an in-betweeners reference here. Bloody. That's a swear word? The only thing I seem to do well at when it comes to anything to do with fantasy football or football in general is predicting scores. That's about it, really. People laughed at me when I predicted Burnley would beat Norwich. People laughed at me when I said Crystal Palace would draw with Wolves. People laughed at me when I said West Ham would beat Man United. I'm not a guru or anything. I'm just a bloke that plays fantasy football, which you guys are now participating in the Cash Mini League that we take very seriously. There you are, Dan. But I kind of know what I'm talking about, so to speak. But the point being is that we started off the day with Crystal Palace versus Wolves. I see Martin Kelly didn't start either. I don't know if he came on as a substitute. I'd find it hilarious if he did. He didn't. Then Donker, own goal for Wolves, for Crystal Palace. A friend of mine, Sahil, in fact, do you know what? I'll bring up his team because I know exactly where he is in the mini league. I'll bring up his team in a minute, but and I'll probably forget that bit now. So Sahil, if you're watching, I apologise if I don't bring up your team, but he's one of the unfortunate ones that's going to get Den Donker off the bench. And then Wolves, of course, with Jota and Traore with the assist. And Joel Ward got the assist for Crystal Palace's opener. We then move on to West Ham versus the bunch of clowns. Friend of mine, friend of the show, came on Discord for the first time, Nick Reed. He said about United, he's a United fan, and I will quote him. Sent me a message, and he simply said this. He said, if I can find it, bloody hell, how many? Oh God, United are awful. They're beyond awful. They're a bunch of clowns. In fact, that was pretty much my reply, to be honest with you. They're a bunch of clowns. I mean, he simply made this point, you know, Matic, Young, says it all. It isn't 2013 anymore. Now, I'm not going to proclaim to be a Man United expert. I don't proclaim to be a football expert. My knowledge to do with football, I'm not going to lie, is pretty low. In fact, ironically, fantasy football is what's ruined my knowledge of football. I only see football now as points. Apart from Burnley. So Burnley aside, and for anybody who's watching this, I'm a Burnley fan. Burnley aside, anything to do with football is just points, points, points. And doing the stream and everything, you've got to focus even more on fantasy football. But I read articles, I listen to football podcasts, and I have ears. I listen to what people say. I intake the information. I read what's on screen by Football 365. I intake their information. And I'm going to sum up what they say with these words again. Man United are a bunch of clowns. Their form as of late is absolutely atrocious. They've won 2 games this season. The Chelsea game, yep. I would say probably the Chelsea game, from my basic understanding, from what I remember, is the only game that they legitimately deserve to win. Everything else has just been by pure luck. Even the Leicester win last week. Because Leicester couldn't be bothered to go at them. Didn't take advantage whatsoever. West Ham, however, I'm assuming, again, this is based on absolutely nothing other than looking at the scoreline, just thought, you know what? This is Man United. Let's just read out the Man United team, shall we? It's just embarrassing to look at. So Man United, they lost 2-0. Their team was David De Gea, world class, cannot deny that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, again, excellent right back, but he's again in a team like Crystal Palace where they don't keep clean sheets, barring the odd anomaly here or there like last. In fact, ironically, Man United have probably kept, in fact, I think they have kept more clean sheets than Burnley, who everybody bangs on about. They're going to keep more clean sheets than anybody. They've kept more clean sheets than Liverpool, for example. But Lindelof, is he worthy of a first team Man United player? I don't think so. He's certainly worthy as a backup. But think of the big players like Vidic, Rio Ferdinand as a simple example. Nothing on them. Harry Maguire, 80 million, 90 million quid. You're having a laugh. Get stuffed. Ashley Young. What? He's about 35, isn't he? Just useless. Scott McTominay, no comment, but youth player that's been promoted to the first team. Nemanja Matic, again. He did really well for Chelsea, but come to United, being absolutely useless. Ander Pereira, again, no comment, don't know much about him, but again, just been promoted through the youth system. Juan Mata, just an old man. His days are past him now. Quality at Chelsea, that's it. Then Daniel James, 21-year-old youngster from Swansea. Yep, he could have all the quality in the world. Who are you going to have? Him or Ronaldo when Ronaldo was there, but anyway. And then Marcus Rashford up front. Just doesn't score goals. It is pathetic. And I don't know how Man United fans feel, but your team are just a joke. But congratulations to West Ham. They continue their form into this season. I haven't even brought up, from a fantasy football perspective, this is why we're all here, who scored, and it was Cresswell, Yarmolenko, and then Felipe Anderson and Noble with the assists. I'm trying to think. Someone had Yarmolenko in our fantasy team. I'm pretty sure, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Now, this is the point where I lost the plot, and this is why I sent out the tweet. Now, if you remember yesterday, and for everybody that joined me yesterday, for the 2 fantastic streams, I watched back the replay this morning. Well, I didn't watch it, I listened to it, and last night's show with Statman as my co-host was... It was superb content. You guys that phone in through the Discord, and again, if anybody wants to come live on the show, the Discord waiting room is there, and please just post your teams in the team screenshot, okay? I'm looking for people, if I'm honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest as well, I'm kind of looking for people like FPL Hot Sauce, who's in our mini league. I'm looking at people like him to come on. I'm not really interested in, you know, who shall I bring in and everything. I'm kind of looking for people that have a opinion on what's happened this particular game week, rather than having an opinion on what player they should bring in, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care about any of that, to be honest. I'll happily give the advice, but when it's been an important game week like this, I don't care. Okay? Moving on to, like I said, the Arsenal game. I was at tipping point with this particular game. I saw it was 1-0 Aston Villa after I don't know how many minutes. Let's quickly find out, shall we? Let's just quickly look on my phone. They were 1-0 up after 20 minutes. On the 41st minute, Maitland-Niles then gets his second yellow and gets sent off. And I'm just in the gym and I'm just like... Now, I'm sure there are... In fact, FPL Boona was like this yesterday. They've got that sick feeling in their stomach. That's how I felt. And all that was going through my mind is, like I said last night, if Aubameyang does absolutely nothing, I'm hitting the wildcard button. I'm still possibly going to do it. Because when I then see Pepe scored a penalty, and I'm thinking, hold on a minute, why didn't Aubameyang take the penalty? Now I'm just assuming that he was giving the penalty because maybe Aubameyang wanted Pepe to score, build up his confidence. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances. In fact, I'll just quickly bring up chat to see if anybody actually can clarify as to why Pepe specifically took the penalty. Please do. But yeah, I basically Alexander Todorov is Pepe now on penalties. I don't know, but the simple answer is I'm just like, that's it. I give up. So everybody's saying that FPL Fieco Tika Salah is basically saying Pepe is actually on the penalties. Right, okay, I didn't know that. Right, there we are. There's knowledge for me. And I thought, oh, maybe Aubameyang got an assist. Who knows? Who knows? Well, he didn't. It was Guendouzi. And I'm just thinking, are you actually taking the out of me or something? Guendouzi, a player that I was actually saying to people like Cy Bellamy the best. Why on earth would you have that player in? A couple of weeks later, he gets an assist. He probably didn't play him or anything. He probably doesn't even own him anymore. Jason had him in his wildcard team. It's embarrassing. And then, of course, my favourite player of the year, Wesley, comes up and pops up to make it 2-1. I'm just thinking, this is actually a joke now. The FPL gods are screaming at me and just basically saying, right, you may as well just give up on this game and just stick to streaming with Jason. Don't even bother with this game anymore. So I literally just left it at that point. I was just like, I just can't be bothered with this. I was just on a bus listening. I just wanted some comic relief. I listened to good old Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington on the XFM radio shows. Not the podcasts, the radio shows. The original shows. And I generally just felt like going to bed and listening to it. But I thought, no, I've got to do a podcast, so whatever. And then I say foolishly, but when I was setting all this up, I went into Discord and I just saw mentions and I was just like, oh, I better flame and check just in case. And all I saw was who captain Aubameyang. He's probably going to get 3 bonus points or get into the bonus points. And I'm thinking, what on earth's happened here? Check my phone and it's 3-2. And I see Aubameyang scored. And I smiled. I wasn't overjoyed. I mean, I'm just seeing it now. He got a yellow card. I mean, the whole bloody Arsenal team got yellow cards, for crying out loud. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any bonus points from Aubameyang whatsoever. It's stating here that it's going to be Pepe, McGinn and Grealish. I'm hoping he does get me a bonus point, but I don't think so. The fact he got a yellow card just says it all. So yeah, when I was so close to hitting the wildcard button and then I see Aubameyang got me something. But I'm still thinking of just getting him gone. I'm genuinely still thinking, do you know what? Let's get it. Arsenal. I mean, I'm talking about United here. I mean, I'm hoping Dan is watching this live now. I'll get him on immediately to talk Arsenal. I want him to do Arsenal fan TV rant, because I cannot imagine how Arsenal fans feel about this. Yeah, you've won, and you must be absolutely overjoyed. But to be honest with you, I just think it's disgusting. I think it's absolutely disgusting that a team of many moons ago, bit like Man United. In fact, could you put Arsenal and Man United in the bracket of has-beens? And now Liverpool, Man City, and I'm going to throw Chelsea in there, have taken over. Not this season, but Chelsea, maybe not last season, but you know what I mean. A team that are winning trophies. Because again, Arsenal have... The irony is, of course, is that Arsenal have really good players. The problem is that they just cannot seem to just play a game comfortably and just win. It's Aston Villa, for crying out loud. You're at home. It's pathetic. Yes, you came out and won, but I'm sorry, I just think it's awful. Again, Arsenal fans out there, please let me know when you come live on air. And then finally we came on with Chelsea losing 2-1 to Liverpool. I predicted 3-1. I believe there was a goal ruled out because I saw on the website live score that Azpilicueta had scored, but I'm assuming it was ruled out from VAR. And yeah, Alexander-Arnold, I was just like, what the hell is the chance of this? Firmino, spoke about Firmino. Could he cover? I said this before. Could having Firmino and Mane be better than having Salah? Well, again, Salah got an assist today. And Robertson got in with the assist as well. And Kante scored with a Azpilicueta assist. Wow. So, yeah. Now that I've seen a couple of people mentioning chat, how many points you got? We all need to know how many points you got. I don't care. But I've actually done okay. Here we go. I'm on 57. But I'm going to get 6 points off the bench. Very lucky that Mason Mount started today. Very, very lucky indeed. So it's going to be what? 63 points minus 4, so 59. Yeah. Am I happy with it? Nah. So, I suppose. I mean, I don't know, really. I mean, I can't complain. In fact, I cannot complain. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I'm just really, really disappointed that they're playing Aston Villa, and I was really, really hoping Aubameyang would get me a minimum of a goal and assist in that game, because I think they were there for the taking, and unfortunately the answer is no. So yeah, I don't know how to feel, to be honest with you. I really just don't know how to feel. It's been a very, very, very odd game week. Now I know people are going to be like desperate to be like, let's all have a laugh at Jason. Now you may be wondering why. Well, he came live on air last night to tell us how he felt about triple captaining Aguero. Well, I don't even know where he is, to be honest with you, in the Cash Money League. If I'm completely honest with you, I have no... Oh, there he is, 29th. Right, okay, I've got to make a mental note of that. And here's Jason's team, 66 minus 16, so he's down to he's on 50 points. But why does everybody want to laugh at Jason? You, his rivals? Well, he doesn't get Lundstrom off. Look at his bench. Lundstrom, 12 points, isn't coming on because Daniel James started. Jason called it in his very depressed demeanour yesterday. He was just really down on himself. Said that Daniel James will probably start and get 1 point. I mean, he got one extra, 2. Matt Loughton on the bench. I mean, this was probably the best time to play a flaming bench boost. You know what I mean? I mean, bench boost. You know, Jason always bangs on about a pointless chip. When your bench is strong, that's kind of when, and the fixtures are there. Yeah, so Jason, 50 points officially. Yeah, there we are. I'll keep his team up on screen at the moment. But me personally, if you didn't see last night, I did make a transfer. I did Zinchenko out for Otamendi. The reasonings being is that Otamendi's place is secure, Zinchenko's isn't. And let's be honest here, as Vince Chapman said last night, he is a goal machine. Right then, I can now breathe. I can now take some callers. So if you want to become live on air, like I said, by all means, hit that Discord waiting room. I'm hoping there's plenty of you there, because if there's not, I may as well just end the stream now. And yeah, there is. I'm going to bring on Hot Sauce in 2 seconds. So FPL Hot Sauce, get ready. We're going to bring you live on air. And like I said, what I want people to do is, if you're coming live on air, please put your teams in the... What do you call it?
Steve-O.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. The team screenshots. In fact, I'll show you now.
Hello,
For anybody
Steve.
who's coming live on air, I'll show you now what I mean. Simply put, on the left-hand side of the waiting room, you will see on the top left, just above waiting room, team screenshots. Please put your teams in there only. If you want to come live on the podcast, please put it there in the Discord group, just there, the team screenshots. Anyhow, let's bring on some callers, shall we? And Jason's there. Sorry, Hot Sauce. I didn't know Jason was there. So let's bring on Jason, shall we? Let's bring on Jason. And apologies, Jason. I don't know how long you've been there for, but I've been chatting for about God knows how long. And let's unmute Jason. And he is unmuted. Jason, you just need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
hello, Jason. Welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling awful, man. Feeling awful. Not really bad game today. United have just stooped to a whole new low, really, for me. I'm just gutted.
Tell us about it.
Gutted, mate. Teams just, I'm just not confident in my FPL decisions lately at all, or in my team. I just don't feel confident with my team. And this is a weird feeling, because obviously I'm not expecting 60+ points every game, but I just don't feel confident in the players anymore, and I just feel like sick almost I feel like I've done something wrong to the FPL gods, because they're just not smiling down on me. And I know Iwobi was a massive punt, and I know to a lesser extent James wasn't exactly the best player to bring in, but I wasn't expecting that performance today from United. We're lacking so bad in midfield. We're just shocking. We're absolutely shocking. You say the word disgusting. I couldn't agree more. I just absolutely feel gutted for Man United that paid good money game today. It just was awful. Manny didn't get me anything. Obviously, the Liverpool clean sheet went again, which was a big blow. I don't know what direction to go in anymore with FPL. I've made my transfers. I made them last night, and I'm just gonna wait till the preview on Thursday to reveal to everybody what I've done. Some of you may know in Discord anyway, but yeah, I'm just.
So hold on a minute. This is complete news to me.
I'm literally I'm in a ship. I feel like I'm in a ship in the middle of the sea, and I've got no compass, and I'm thinking, right, I'm looking at the stars for guidance, and the clouds are all over it, and I just can't see where I'm going. That's exactly what it is for me right now.
So
there's no seagulls, there's no trawlers, there's nothing.
Just one question. So I don't want to know the answer because I'd rather hear the surprise. You've actually taken some action then, and you'll be revealing on Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I say you're going to be revealing on Thursday. I mean, could I push you to maybe reveal now? I mean, we've got over 200 people watching. I mean, could be gold dust. I mean,
literally. Well, I couldn't. Right. So basically, due to the price rise of Tammy Abraham, I wouldn't have been able to wait until. I had to do the transfer. So I brought Tammy Abraham in.
For who?
I'll tell you what I've done. I'll tell you. I've done Abraham down to Abraham, and I've done Son in for Iwobi.
Right. Okay. -4, obviously, and
yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I will react to that straight away by saying I think that's a very good move. Admittedly, your team, I can't believe I'm saying this to you, but it's your team shaping up to be more like mine, as in my wild card that I'm seriously thinking of doing. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute you're copying. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute you do not have a brain and you don't know who you should be bringing in. But United at home to Arsenal next. Don't get me wrong, you'll probably go and win that 2-0 now. Because like I said...
Well, I've still got Dan James in. I can always pray. I mean, I literally right now, I'm just... Last year, it seemed so evident what players to have in. Right now, I'm just not so... I mean, the Salah assist was... I mean, it wasn't really... It was just a blooming pass off a free kick. I mean, in FPL terms, it was an assist, but it wasn't exactly a... It was a Mane's free kick. How ironic. You know, it's a game of fine margins, isn't it? And, yeah, well done, Salah owners. But, yeah, no, going back to what you're saying, yeah, they're logical moves, but as you can probably attest to, logical transfers this season so far haven't paid off.
Yeah, it's a bit of a selfish question. How do you think I should be approaching the game now with the fact that Aubameyang he got me a goal? That's all I required from him to not basically hit the wildcard button. Mate, I'm telling you now, if Aubameyang had blanked today, that wildcard would have been hit tonight. And I would have done it all live on air. I wouldn't even spoken to anybody on this stream. I would have just done a wildcard transfer special. Even though...
Well, I think... I mean, I play a lot of my chips on emotion, and obviously you can get quite emotional when it comes to fantasy football and football in general, and you've got to try and be rational, and some of the moves I've made in the last few weeks have not been rational, and I've been going with my gut, and I've been stung. So my advice would be, like other people have said, you've not got a bad team.
Yes, yeah.
Do you really need to wild card? Do you really need to make wholesale changes to that team? I don't think you do. Obviously, can you not do it with a -8? I mean, that's the question you've got to ask yourself.
I a lot of people in here have mentioned that. Well, someone said anyway that please do not take any more hits, Jason. The one player that seriously worries me is not owning Son, and I'm going to do a lot of research, and I could potentially, it's unlikely, I could potentially do Sterling to Son, effectively getting rid of the player that's out of form for a player that's in form, and he's up against Southampton. Everton have got a decent record against Man City. My basic understanding is. So there could be a chance that I may make that move. Again, I'm just speaking aloud here. I'm just thinking logically, but I'm just sick to death of Sterling. I think from Man City, you've got to own Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero, which you do. You have to own those two players without question. You mentioned it last night when I listened back on the replay about, again, it's City midfielders that are getting all the points again. But at least Aguero's chugging along. He's just constantly persisting with points, and it's exactly like Son. Whereas Sterling, including the Champions League game, including yesterday, he's blanked in 4 games. Admittedly, he didn't play yesterday, but it's still 4 zeros to his name, or appearance points, however you want to dissect it. I think it's...
I'm telling you now though, that Bernardo Silva, what a player. What a player. And if it wasn't for the pet roulette, I think a lot more people would be jumping on him. Such a bargain at the price. Was he 7.8? Is he?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just it's the rotation risk, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, there's so many there's so many places that goals and assists can come from in that Man City midfield. But yeah, Aguero is ticking on. It's a lot. But then is there going to be rotation now coming up? With Jesus now coming back into contention, and thinking we're going to start to see Aguero playing 55, 60 minutes again. Am I going to be wanting to go through that again? I mean, there's lots of questions going on, but right now, I've had to get rid of Iwobi. Iwobi, it was always a wish more than a dream, and it was, it was a bad decision bringing Iwobi in. And Aubameyang, I mean, I got him in for this fixture. I expected more from him today, and obviously the penalty incident was a bit of the icing on the cake. And I'm not happy with Aubameyang, to be honest. I'm not happy with owning Arsenal players. I was saying we were talking to people about Arsenal players, and they don't fill you full of confidence. And yeah, I think Tabby Abraham's a good shout going forward with his fixtures.
Yeah, I was listening to another podcast, although I will admit this now, I'm kind of getting sick of listening to other podcasts. It's just skewering my own brain, mate. I'm saying this live on air. I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm not mentioning any, but I'm kind of getting sick to death of listening to other content creators. It's just skewering my mind, mate. But what I will say is that on this particular podcast, they made a point that the wild card now is pretty much let's just get ahead of the curve, because we have now got information in which we know which players are vital to their teams. And let's be honest here, you've got Aubameyang is key to his team, or Tammy Abraham. They are the first team strikers for their teams in an attacking in an attacking team. Pookie. There we are. I've just answered that point. Aguero, again, same thing. De Bruyne, everything goes through De Bruyne. Sterling, last 4, just pathetic. Son, I think listening to FPL Boona, listening to James from Planet FPL, they are basically saying he is essential. You have to own him. Trent Alexander-Arnold is another one. They've said that based on set pieces, the way he attacks down the right, he is a freak of nature. Salah. I think Salah's another one. There's always this toss-up between who do you have, Salah or Mane. Well, I'm sorry, but... I mean, I'll ask you quickly again. I know you said about his assist was just basically just tapping it to Trent, but he's still got an assist. Are you disappointed that you got rid of Salah for Mane?
No, it's too soon to say that. I think it's very too soon. I mean, Mane didn't do anything this game, and he got hauled off early. But yeah, I'm not disappointed just yet. That's me too.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it's like I said, I'm still trying to get my FPL compass in line. I mean, a lot of people are confident with their teams, but I'm not confident with mine at the moment. And yeah, as you can see from what's happened over the last few weeks, I've just been chopping and changing and taking hits. And like people saying wasting my wild card, and I feel that I don't know if people agree with me or not, but I just don't feel like I'm kind of set yet for the upcoming fixtures. I'm just making the best of what I've got, and yeah, it'd be weird to see wildcard. And I mean, but if you want to do it, go what you want to do, man. At the end of the day, it's your game. You know.
You're 29th in the Cash Mini League as of last night, but I think like me, you're going to go down. I mean, I'm just all I see is red arrows. That's all I see, and you're probably going to see, I think, a big red arrow because did you hear that statistic that Phil gave us last night about the vice captainers in our mini league? Did you hear that at all?
No, sorry.
Well, I'm going to make you sick then. For anybody that's watching this now, that's part of our Cash Mini League, and I will bring it up right now. I'm going to make everybody sick because this is something that anybody that's part of our Cash Mini League wants to listen to, okay? So, 43, so virtually half of our Cash Mini League players captain Sterling, okay? The question is, who was their vice captains? Forget about who's coming on for them. Who's their vice captains? Well, listen to this. 17 of those 43 are going to get Kevin De Bruyne's points in our Cash Mini League. FPL Booner was the only one that's going to get Aguero's points. 4 got Mane. 13 Salah. 3 people Pepe, would you believe? 2 people Aubameyang. 1 person on Abraham. And 2 people on Son. So this specific Cash Mini League is going to look completely different by midnight tonight once the game updates fully. It's going to be absolutely all over the place. And I'm just really, really hoping that me personally, because of my substitutes, I get in to at least the first page of this mini league. Can I hear your thoughts on, let's be honest here, not getting Lundstrom's points off the bench? You must.
I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated. I knew it was the writing was on the wall for me. I knew it yesterday. I thought, right, I've got, those points are staring at me first on the bet. And I'm normally quite lucky with my subs, aren't I, Steve? If you remember over the years, I'm normally quite.
Well, I mentioned this last night.
And I just thought, this season, the way it's going for me, it's almost like I'm being punished. I'm being punished for making these decisions, that these kind of like spur of the moment, knee-jerk transfers. I'm being punished for it, and you should never chase the previous week's points. But I genuinely didn't expect anything from Lundstrom this week. And yeah, I just absolutely devastated. I can't really go into more detail, really. I think there's a lot of people that have benefited from points off the bench. A lot of people have benefited from the vice captaincy of Kevin De Bruyne, and there's a lot of talk on Twitter about people being quite bitter and quite abusive to people that have benefited from it. I think, you're so jammy because you've got Kevin De Bruyne as your vice, but I would never say that. I think that's a great. When you set your team up, you select a captain, but you select a vice captain for a reason. There's a reason you do that. You don't just leave a vice captain on a random player, and you still have to have a thought process that goes into it. That's if you take the game seriously, anyway. And I think that anyone that's chose as their vice captain Kevin De Bruyne and benefit from it, then well done. I clap to you because that's great. That's great. A great event to happen, and it's not very often your vice captain does that. But yeah, I'm absolutely pretty gutted, and I'm looking forward to just having the evening now to just chill and relax and try not to think about fantasy football.
Well, I'll ask you one more final question then, because I would I'd like to hear the answer, if I'm honest with you, because I want to give my take on it when I let you go, and I'll answer you this final question, which is this. So, I think it was FPL Booner that made this point. GW6 disagreed. Last night on the stream, we asked the question about you regretting using your triple captaincy. We also asked people about the -16 and all this malarkey. Do you genuinely... So this is what Booner brought up, and I kind of agreed, because I feel the same way. Well, I feel the point of view where he's coming from, which is, do you think that you're feeling pressurized to kind of almost play up to the audience by almost parodying what you did last year? But last year you were doing really, really well with your hits and your these random moves that you were doing. It was all paying off. But this year you're not. But you're now, let's be honest here, showing all this to literally, in this case, over 300 people at the moment watching. And
I mean, the thing is, I know what you're getting at. The thing is, you play your own game, right? You take your risks, you get your rewards. And everyone told me it was a risk. Of course it was a risk. But I tell you what, I never had much more. The most fun I have in FPL is when I take these risks. That night when I did toss that coin, my heart was thumping, and I was so like, the adrenaline was going. I was like, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this -16. And I stand by the wild card. I genuinely thought was a good team, and I genuinely thought the players brought in on the -16 were good enough to get me these points back. And no, I mean, you can't live with the regrets. I mean, this game's about trying to predict the future. At the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do. And no, you spend so much time regretting what you've done previously. You don't concentrate on what's ahead of you. And I just think that looking forward now, I just got to try and make do with it and try and. I mean, the season's still like what? It's game week 6 for God's sake. I mean, there's plenty of the season left. What people are acting as if like it's January or something. It's like towards the second late half of the season. I'm thinking, what's going on? This is the time to do these sort of things. Sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm certainly not going to cry in my bed tonight because, Aguero only got a goal and an assist and I triple captained him, because, we all know what happened last year with Sane. We all know what people have had in their triple captaincy. We think of Duffy and Dunk, and, at the end of the day, it's just a game. Play it how you want to play it and have fun playing it, and don't listen to what everyone has to say about your decisions, because, not everybody's right.
And on that note, I'm going to end with what GW6 always says, which is #play your own game. Jake, I'm really grateful that you came live on air tonight. It's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, we all know you're on holiday and whatnot. Have you any final words before we let you go?
Sorry, mate, you broke up.
Yeah. I think I may have to even...
Sorry, dude, I think...
No, don't...
I think we broke up.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to GW6, if he's listening, the £5 in the post, we had a little bet on.
What was the bet?
And, yeah. Who would win, United or West Ham?
Should have listened to Steve-O, Jason. No, what I said was...
Yeah, well, that's the last time I do a bet with him.
Yeah. Is there any final thoughts before we let you go? Because we know you're on holiday and everything, and you just want to relax. Let's be honest.
No, look forward to seeing you guys all on the preview show on Thursday. And thank you ever so much, Steve, for letting me come on and talk. And
sure,
I hope
mate.
Has some great...
You can come in whenever you like. So long.
Wow, you're doing it tonight. No, thanks, and I look forward to speaking to you all on Thursday and listening to the podcast back later on when I'm in bed. Cheers.
There we are. There's for anybody that doesn't know, that was my co-host and the creator of this specific channel, Jason. Let you know his thoughts and everything. And I want to get this slightly off my chest, which is going on what I've just asked Jason about. Is he playing up to a character? And as we keep saying, I don't want to bore people with the history, but this history was born out of the love of a cash mini league that me, Jason, and former co-host Dan took very seriously. And it's now exploded into the point of where it's a cash mini league, which is, you know, literally across the world. And last season when we were doing this, we were just talking about the Torbay Elite mini league. And Jason was doing very, very, very well indeed last season. He was doing really, really well. Some of the transfers he was doing -16s and -20. It was amazing. And at the time, me personally, I felt more pressure from Jason as he was literally my rival. He legitimately was my rival in the Torbay Elite Mini. Not only was he my co-host, he was my rival. Well, fast forward a year, and you guys are my rival. You are the ones which are around me and beating me. And that does feel, I'm not going to lie, I do feel pressurised by it, but you do feel when you're streaming live to X amount of hundreds of people that anything you say may come back to haunt you. I always use this simple example, which is when I captained originally Kevin De Bruyne versus Brighton. People like FPL Boona, Jason, basically said words to the effect of, "It's a bit risky, go with Sterling." And I said, no. Kevin De Bruyne, at home, always gets double-digit hauls. What happened? I think it was Saturday morning. I can't even remember. Whenever the deadline was. What did I do? I took the captaincy off Kevin De Bruyne and went with the safety option in Sterling. And we all know what happened. But who took my advice? Who listened to my words of wisdom? Keyboy. And Keyboy came live on air during Soccer Saturday when it was Man City versus Brighton, and he was loving life. And he said, "I captained Kevin De Bruyne because of the information you gave to me." I just don't seem to take my own advice, because why? Because, like I said, you've got people in chat that, again, going back to this podcast that I was listening to earlier on, they were saying that there's that herd mentality. You want to do one thing where it's only like the odd person here or there that says this is the right route you want to go, but then you've got the sheep mentality of everybody follow me. I always end up going that way, to the left, or in this case on the stream, it's you're right, but you understand what I'm saying. And I'm not playing up to any character. Jason isn't playing up to any character, but I do think subconsciously there's something deep in Jason where he's going, you know what? The people like it. The people want it. Let's take these hits. Right then. Anyway, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to address something which I don't have much knowledge on, but I'm fully aware that there's a lot of people in chat that have made this point. So, it's about this hacking that's happened. Now, I don't want to turn this into a serious conversation or whatever. And I'm going to be honest with you, GW6, if you're in the waiting room, I would rather you talk about it than myself. So there's an open invitation. I know you're there live watching, but if GW6 wants to come live on air and tell the audience about this hacking that's been happening to various popular members of the FPL community, please do, because I'm not the one to be talking about it. I can just paraphrase, sum it up in a few words, but I don't want to be here really talking about it and then people take my advice and go through with what I'm saying when. So basically, something's happened where various popular members of the FPL community have had their teams hacked and their team has been deleted. Thankfully, in fact, GWiz is here now. So GWiz, could you please mute your stream, unmute your mic, and I'd like to let you tell the audience about this particular issue. So I'm going to be bringing GWiz now. I'd like to let you... GWiz, you're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery, my friend.
Yo, yo, yo!
Good evening, GWiz. Good evening, good evening. Let's start, in all seriousness.
What's happening?
Let's start with
I don't want to, like yourself, I don't really want to go on too much about this, but basically people out there use a third-party website, for example, Fantasy Football Fix, or anything like that. Make sure FPL password, enter password, your email password, and your third-party password are all different.
Could you repeat that, please?
Just to say myself, because as I was saying, there's some high-profile members of the FPL community been hacked, and I don't want you to feel the same pain that they're going to feel as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get this resolved, but guard yourself, people.
Could you just repeat that information again for anybody that didn't hear that, please?
So if you use a third-party website, make sure that your FPL password is different from your email password, your third site, your third-party password as well. Just make sure if you have 4 passwords, they're all different. Do not use the same password for everything, which is what I had. It's a big wake-up call for me, that.
Brilliant. Thank you, GWiz. I don't, like I said, I don't really want to be talking about.
Worries.
I don't really want to be talking about it because I'm not the right person to be speaking about it. I just want to address this super chat which has just come through. I really appreciate the £5 donated for Cape FPL. Simply put, he has said that basically, let me just mute GWiz there. He has simply said that early days, I've opted for the long game with my team. You guys are making great content. Thank you. If you're in the Cash Mini League, I hope you're failing miserably. If not, good luck to you, is what I say. No, I really appreciate the kind words there. Right, then let's unmute GWiz. GWiz, you want to get something off your chest regarding your team. Let's be honest here. Talk to me.
Regarding what?
You want to get things off your chest about your team because you've had an absolute stormer of a game week.
I've been fortunate, or as some people say, tactical. I'll go with a fortunate version.
Okay, do you want to tell us about it?
Oh, I listened to the info, like many people out there. I had Sterling captain. My rank is 1.7 million. I've got De Bruyne captain. De Bruyne vice captain. I've got Lundstrom second on my bench. Yet I still get his points because Lanzini didn't play. So, yeah, I'm buzzing, actually. Yeah, tactical, Ian. Tactical, yeah, mate. So, I'm going to get De Bruyne's, 34 points. I'm going to get Lundstrom's 12 points. And I'm going to get Cantwell's 2 points. There's the beauty team. There it is, right on screen, just for everyone. What a legend.
I mean, one thing I will say is well done to you. Do you have any idea roughly where you're going to end up tonight, give or take?
Yeah. I can start on from 1.7 million to around about 750k.
Right,
so
that means I should be going up to about 600k then. I'd like to think.
if you go onto the live FPL site, put in your ID, and
Yeah.
it will tell you where you'll be after auto subs.
Right, okay, I'll do that later. I can't, unfortunately, like I said to you last night, I can't actually do it now, but because I haven't got the tech here and everything. But
No, that was more for people out there really than yourself, Steve.
that's cool. Yeah. So if you want to repeat that to everybody, the website to go to if you want to find out your rank ahead of time, what is it again, please?
It's livefpl.net.
livefpl.net.
I'll put it in the chat.
I kind of mentioned it to Jason, and your thoughts on me potentially wildcarding my team.
You're going to wildcard your team, or you're thinking about it?
Thinking about it. What are your thoughts on that? Hashtag play your own game.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's where there was a big old pause.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody ever tell you, yeah, you should be wildcarding that. No, don't be wildcard. It's up to you, mate. If you feel your team needs it, then do it. If you don't feel it needs it, and you can do a little like 3 transfers with 4-point hit, then do that.
Gee whiz, have you got any final words before we we let you get back in the chat?
Yeah. Just be careful out there, Pete.
Yeah. There we have it. Thank you, Gee whiz, for coming live on air. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
That last night was fantastic. Yeah, you get the idea. I saw a well-known face within the Elite FPL community that I haven't seen for a very, very long time. It's Jack Gleeson. Jack Gleeson, welcome. Now, people may be wondering, what? Who? I'll give you a bit of background history. So when we essentially started doing live streaming, Jason, he decided to create the mini league, which is the free mini league, which is available for anybody to join. Jack Gleeson was top, and he kept doing really, really well. And he was getting I've completely forgotten now, but he was getting really, really high. And he was our first ever live guest via Skype. And absolute pleasure it was to have him live. In fact, we had him on a few times, actually. It was an absolute pleasure having Jack on. And I am saying this to you now, Jack Gleeson. Number one, look where you, people like yourself, have gotten us. Because at the end of the day, this stream, this content that Jason and myself give to you is down to people like you, Jack, that keep coming back. You're a busy guy. I'm fully aware of this. I haven't seen you for a very, very long time, and I've just seen you in chat to basically say hello. I apologise. I can't remember specifically what you said. If I can find it, I would do. But I can only say thank you for coming back. I thought you'd gone away forever and we'd never see your face again. But really, really appreciate the fact that you've come back on this live stream tonight. And you were one of the very, very, very few... you were one of the very few supporters of this show, which was there from the start. And that just brings me on to this plug, which is on November the 1st, which is a Friday, and I believe it's game week 11. Myself and Jason and a special guest are going to be doing a celebratory podcast. We are going to be celebrating the 1 year, that's right, 1 year anniversary of this show. So what we want to do is we want to get guests on. Jack Gleeson, if you're there and you're available, you're more than happy to come live on air with us. It'll be fantastic. I mean, when I say live on air, I suppose what I really mean is through the Discord. However, we could potentially maybe even get you live on Skype. Who knows? But again, if you want to contact us or anything through Instagram, Dan is in charge of the Instagram now, but whatever. The point being is that November the 1st will be a party, as GW6 has just said there. It's going to be just a celebration of all things Elite FPL. Looking back at a bit like for any kids out there, This Is Your Life, a bit like that. I may even get the red book out, everybody. At the moment it's blue. You never know, I could get out the red book, who knows, but we're not really going to be talking fantasy football that day. We're just going to be talking all things Elite FPL. We're going to be bringing on special guests, essentially people that have been there since the start. People like Andy Salter, FPL Booner, to name but two, Vince Chapman, Daily Llama, Jack Gleason, of course. Notorious Nerd was somebody there, Sultan Saeed, Brett Mollison. It's just going to be a celebration of all things Elite FPL, if I'm honest with you. And I just want to say thank you for joining us, Jack. I don't know if you're still there, but again, the cheers from myself and Jason. Fantastic. But right then, everybody, let's bring on some more callers, shall we? Let's get back to talking this particular game week. We've been going on for an hour now, and can only thank you enough. And like someone mentioned, we've got record numbers at the moment. If you are enjoying the stream, by all means hit that like button. It's the best way to support the show, by hitting that like button. If you aren't subscribed to the show but you are enjoying what you're seeing, there's been quite a few people hitting that subscribe button. Why don't you hit that subscribe button? And we are pretty much a daily FPL streamer, basically. And that's all I'll say, basically. FPL Hot Sauce will get you live on air next. You just need to unmute your mic, unmute your headphones, and we will bring you live on air talking this particular game week. Now it has ended. So, hello FPL Hot Sauce.
How are we doing?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know how to feel about this game week. I suppose, based on the fact that it looks like I could be ending up at 600,000th, give or take, I should be happy. It's more of a case of how much will I have caught up on Jason. That's the key for me. But I've got your team up on the screen. Whereabouts are you in the community, the Cash League, actually? Where did you get to?
Oh, I think I'm still floating around 10th, but then there's no updates yet, so I'll probably drop down a little bit, but I'm currently 10th overall.
Last night you were 10th, were you? Right, okay, because I'd rather bring it up on there, because it's going to be a bit small on screen. So we'll bring up your team. This is FPL Hot Sauce, regular contributor to the call-in show. We had a bit of a funny moment last night. Where is Coco the Clown, anyway?
Oh, he's still here, but I've just put that toy out of reach. It's on the top shelf, so we won't be getting it anytime soon. I'll post him on Rate My Team next week. Well, that made me laugh because I did listen to it back. Coco the Clown. That's funny.
So you're on 52 points. Who did you have playing today? You had Salah, and that's it. Salah and Adrian.
Well, keeper. Oh, and look who's coming off a bench just to put the icing on the cake.
Oh, Dendonka, I can see it straight away in his kit.
It's a joke.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Come on, get it off your chest.
It's all the small margins that could have gone the other way. I mean, it only would have took Sterling to just have 10 minutes, 20-minute cameo. Even just like rivals in sort of the other leagues I'm in got lucky today. They had they had Kelly as the first sub, and then Lundstrom second sub, and Kelly doesn't come onto the pitch, so they're going to get 12 points, stuff like that. We've already gone through the De Bruyne vice-captain, but you and Jason made some good points there. You do vice-captain for a reason, so fair play. I must admit, I feel a little bit like Jason at the minute, where am I confident? I'm looking at my team, and I think there's always a want of one or two players, but I do feel like I'm 3 or 4 moves behind. I actually feel like I could do with a wild card, which isn't great.
And remind the audience when you used it.
Well, game week 3. When I went on tilt, the last time I went on tilt, but I haven't made any hits yet, which I'm normally quite not afraid to make some moves. So maybe this is the week to take a -4. I'm actually very tempted to do nothing. I mean, my team for next week looks okay. If I can just get away with Abraham and Mount not going mad, then I think I could be okay, and then roll 2, but I just don't. Yeah, I just feel like all them small margins went so wrong. On another day.
So Chelsea are up against Brighton next. That's going to be. This is my prediction as of now. Looking at that, I'm going 4-1 to Chelsea. I think that's going to be goals galore. Yeah.
I think they've got a lot of positives to take from the game today. I know the score line says 0 points for you. You got beat 2-1, but they showed a lot of fight, a lot of character, created a lot of chances. I think Lampard needs his first home win as well, so I would double up if I could. Honestly, I really would get Mount and Abraham for the next 3-4.
Well, Jason's already done it.
And I might not be able to have any of them.
I don't know if you heard it, but Jason's already done his -4 already. Did you hear that?
I heard he did it, yeah, but he said he was going to reveal on Thursday, or did he mention it? Because I must have missed that bit.
He mentioned it. He got rid of he got rid of Aubameyang and Iwobi and brought in Son and Abraham. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great move. Yeah. Aubameyang, you can't trust him with the armband, so there's no point having him in for 11 million. So I do think Pepe is going to be on penalties. I heard you mention that. Yes, it gets him going, and Aubameyang's a massive team player. You see it when he's doing customised handshakes with Lacazette. He's not got a problem with sharing the goals about. I think Pepe will be on them because with all them promising stats that he brought, to the Premier League, everyone said, he did this last season at his former club. I think he scored 10 plus penalties, so he is a bit of a penalty king, and I reckon Pepe will be on pens there.
I mean,
so
as a rival, I'm kind of obviously happy that I've done a bit better than you. Overall, how have you found this particular game week?
I think it's just a reminder that you're going to have highs and lows. I mean, off the back of my wildcard, when I hit it, I smashed it, and then I had a good game week last week because I've not had captain blanks yet, and I've still not because obviously Aguero delivered. But yeah, it is just a reminder that it's a long old slog. There's 38 game weeks. There's absolutely nothing in them points. I had a quick look. I was 40,000 overall. I'm going to be dropping to 150k overall. And I had 52 points, which isn't horrific. You think about the week before, there were some scores with 30 odd. So it just shows you there's absolutely nothing in the points, and there's still a long way to go. We're 6 weeks in, so of course there's going to be close points. It's just these times where you've got to either make a move or maybe even sit back. So for me, I'm going to be doing something a bit different this week. I'm either going to completely do nothing and do 0 chances, or I'm probably going to take a -8. That's literally how I'm going to be doing it. So I've got a bit of thinking time. So,
I will do the usual. I will do the usual line before I let you go, which is, you do whatever you like. You are my rival. You taking a -8 just plays into my hands. But again, I'm not exactly having the greatest season myself, so there's not much I can say really. But just to remind you, Hot Sauce.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I mean, I know, absolutely. If you'd have asked, if you'd have said, would you take your sort of position now, I think the way it's gone, I probably would. I'm in a handy spot, so the team's not that bad. Got a bit of value, so we'll have to see. But I agree. I think I'm going to make my own decisions. I think I'm going to ease off the podcasts this week and not listen to too many of the shows this week.
Could you?
I think I'll have
a
few days off.
In all seriousness, I've made the point that I'm not going to name. No, do you know what? I am going to name them. The only podcast legitimately that I will listen to, I think, from now on is going to be Planet FPL, because they are phenomenal. They are absolutely phenomenal. I think that content is essential to watch. That's just my opinion. People may disagree, people may agree with me, but Planet FPL for me is essential content listening. However, a lot of the other podcasts, they're ruining my decision making. And can you just elaborate on your thought process as to why you've just said that you're going to kind of lay off some of the pods that you listen to from a fantasy football perspective?
Just because, a lot of them do pitch themselves as tipsters. So, and I've noticed a lot of the content creators, and rightly so, I would if I was creating. They have they release a video where it's like ones to watch or this week's differentials, and they're obviously pulling out statistics which suit that player, and you hear them and subconsciously one or two stick, and they're sometimes not the most valid sort of statistics and things to go off. So I just feel like, when you listen to so many, you sort of forget which player was a genuine punt of yours. Because I listened to that many last week, because obviously the game week went really well, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to switch in, I'm going to listen to a bit of FPL Family, I'm going to listen to you guys, blah, 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 just because I did so well on the game. I can't actually remember which player was my original punt this week. I was convincing myself, I was going to go for Otamendi, I was going to get De Bruyne in, I was going to do X, Y, and Z, and then actually you don't actually know, which one you've heard it from. So I just think I'm going to take on board what you and GW6 say. It's my team. I had a good rank last season. I think I've only started taking the game seriously in the last 2 years. I mean, I've been playing a long time, but I was at university then, and I've done leagues in the past where we weren't allowed to make transfers all season. So I think the last 2 years I've taken it serious, and I've started to come up with my own decisions. I think that's the fabrics of the game, isn't it? You've got to back yourself and do what you want to do. So that's exactly what I'm going to do this week.
Absolutely, FPL Hot Sauce. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for getting us on. And like you said, therapy. I feel better already. Cheers, pal.
There's FPL Hot Sauce there, regular contributors show. Talking of regular contributors of the show, I haven't seen this young man for a very, very long time. Stein. Remember him, everybody? Stein. We're going to get you live on air. You just need to unmute your mic. And I want to get you on now, because I haven't heard from you in a while, and I want to know why. Stein, you're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery. That's probably why, because he doesn't unmute his mic. Stein, we want to get you live on air, so please come live on air and we'll be able to talk to you about your specific game week. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring on Captain Warlock. Captain Warlock, you are live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery, my friend. Oh, here we go, another Coco the Clown. Captain Warlock, are you there? Nope, he's not there either. Fair enough. I'm going to bring on then a name that I don't recognise, and it's Welsh Don. Welsh Don, all you need to do is unmute your mic, unmute your headphones, and we will be able to have hopefully a coherent conversation with yourself about your particular game week. Unmute your headphones, and we will be able to have hopefully a coherent conversation with yourself about your
Hello, mate.
game week.
How are you doing?
Good evening, my friend. Could you make sure that you mute the stream, please?
Sorry, one second. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Hello?
Good evening there. More importantly, I've seen that you've used a triple cap. Oh, you son of a...
I know. Fucking look at that.
Oh, we do not swear on this show. Mind the language here.
Sorry.
Wow. I'll bring your team up on the screen. Nice job, Welsh Don. And you've got triple captaincy on Sterling. But who's the vice? De Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
How many points have you got here? Sorry,
Everyone in my league is going nuts. They fucking hate. Oh, sorry. They hate me. My WhatsApp on this league, everyone is going nuts at me, right? I've got 72 points total. Got Mings coming in, Mount coming in. They're not big points, but it all adds up.
Who's Mason? Who's Mason? Oh, Duffy didn't play. How unfortunate is that? You took a -8. Who were your transfers?
My transfers, I can't even remember, mate. Do you know what? I'm new to this whole thing, right? All this FPL stuff, right? I'm just having a laugh with my friends. And
because we do not like swearing on here or anything. It's we're a family-friendly show, I'm afraid.
No, I love children, really.
Right, yes. So yeah, you've gone with a 3-4-3 formation, and what made you go with the triple captaincy?
To be honest, right, you said to go with Aguero or Sterling or De Bruyne. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I said the Aguero and De Bruyne would be possibly the best captaincy options. Yeah.
Yeah, you said Aguero, Sterling, De Bruyne in that order, I think. But I didn't have Aguero, so I went primary captain and De Bruyne vice, and then obviously Sterling didn't play, so my sucker, I got De Bruyne, baby. That is going to be, how many points is that?
30, 35, 36.
42 points?
32. My maths is terrible.
42.
God, blimey, that's absolutely. Where are you ranked in the overall in the world?
Sorry, you're cutting out, mate.
Where are you ranked in the world?
In the world?
Yeah, overall ranking.
So this is my first year, so I'm 4 million at the moment. So not doing very well.
So you may be going up by quite a high rank based on this particular score.
Yeah, and I got a little cash league with my mates, so and I'm currently 15th. So hopefully, and I'll be scaring a few of my friends.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm detecting an accent there. Are you from Devon or Bristol or Cornwall?
No, I've been faking the accent the whole time. This is actually my real voice. Did you feel for it?
Yeah, quite clearly, yeah. Anyway, have you got any final thoughts before we let you go?
See you later, mate.
There we are. There's Welsh Don there. Let's bring on Stein, shall we? Stein, good evening. I don't know why he isn't. FPL Defender, friend of the show. Good evening, FPL Defender. FPL Defender.
Hello there.
Good evening,
Hello.
FPL Defender. Where are you in the Cash Mini League? Where did you end up last night?
I'm at 64 right now.
64th? Yeah?
Yeah, because I have, the bench hasn't updated it, so I'm on like 37 points at the moment.
Right, okay. Can you just quickly remind us who you captained again?
Captain Sterling and the vice captain on KDB.
Oh, another one. Another one that's got... Brilliant. And you must be absolutely loving life.
Yeah, when the game started and I saw no Zinchenko, no Sterling, I was like, okay, this game week, okay. But then again, when Sterling didn't come on, I was like, wait a minute, I have KDB. He's doing awesome. He saved my game week.
Yeah, and let me just bring up your team. I just had a few stupid technical difficulties there. Let's bring up your team, shall we? So 37 points, but that's not including your captaincy because Thingy didn't score and didn't play today. You're going to get Lundstrom off the bench. You didn't even mention him.
Yeah, Lundstrom in. That was also thank God. So the total will be 66 points.
God, blimey. Do you have any idea where roughly you're going to end up overall ranking? Because obviously, I think you use the live FPL thing, don't you?
Yeah. I'm going from 1.4 million to 400k.
You what? Say that again.
Yeah, I'm going from at the moment with the score I has now updated. I am on 1.4 million, I think, and I'm going to 400k.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Because it's 29 points, and I think the gap is so small that you can go up 1 million just from 29 points.
That's amazing. I'm really, really hoping then that I actually really do climb the ranks this evening. I'm really, really hoping, but
yeah,
the way my flaming
think...
season's gone so far, I still have this gut feeling I'm going to end up on a red.
Yeah, thank God Aubameyang did something in the end, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I could, is he going to get any bonus points? Do you know?
No, he was on one, I think, and then he got the yellow card. So.
Oh, so because of that one yellow card, he missed out on the flaming. Oh, that's really, really frustrating. FPL Defender, have you got any final thoughts before we let you go?
Well, I have Zinchenko.
Yeah.
And I already done 2 transfers. I've done Sterling to Son and Greenwood to Abraham. 2 free transfers.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I still have Digne, I still have Landstrom. I think I don't have to do any like hits to get rid of Zinchenko because he's like not gonna play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just chill, and if Zinchenko is not playing, Digne will play. So I'm fine for next week.
Well, it sounds like you've made a plan and everything. I already got rid of Zinchenko last night. I think that because Otamendi's guaranteed to be starting for Man City, I'm pretty happy. And I've just been informed by GW6 that I'm going to be 1.3 million. I don't. Rubbish. That's just pathetic.
Yeah, but then I think you're 20 points behind me or something. So the gap is so, it's. I don't think we have to look at the ranks and think that we are doing rubbish because 20 points and you're at 400k. So
yeah, it's kind of really, really annoying me actually. It's genuinely kind of frustrating me. But anyway, FPL Defender, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, dude. Let's bring on Chicken Tikka Mo Salah, shall we? Let's bring on Charlie. Let's bring him live on air. Charlie, just need to unmute your mic. This is going to be a real Bristolian. Charlie, you're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery, my friend. Hello, Charlie. Are you there? No, he's gone. Let's bring on Hacken23. Hacken, you joined us last night and you're back again.
Yeah, is my mic working?
It's working perfectly fine. Absolutely fine. Where did you post your team? The team screenshots, hopefully.
I can do that. 2 seconds.
Okay, how did your game week go?
It was a bit up and down.
Do you want to tell us about
Sometimes, yeah, it started out really well. I had 57 points.
Yeah.
Sorry, my sister just came in. Alright, and today was just tragic. I had Mane 2 points and I had Maitland-Niles which got -3.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, unlucky.
I ended up on 60, or 63. I can't find the. Where do you post?
If you put it in the waiting room that you've come into, just literally above that, it's a team screenshot. You just need to post it in there, basically.
Oh, I found it. All right.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see what this team's going to be then.
There it is.
Right, come through now. There we are. Done and dusted. Easy peasy. So you had Maitland-Niles today. You must be absolutely gutted. Oh, he's gone. Maybe his sister told him to get off air. Shaban. Let's get Shaban on, shall we? Let's bring on one of the regulars from the Discord community, more importantly. Shaban, you're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery. Have you got a sister that's going to tell you to come on? Are you going to put on an accent or anything like this? Have you got a dog in the background?
No, I'm afraid not, buddy. Nothing exciting like that here.
I don't know what the hell's going on today. I found out that I'm not even going to be moving up any places. I'm only going to be ending up at 1.3 million. I'm feeling genuinely feeling gutted now. I wish GW6 hadn't said any of that, but... Shaban, whereabouts are you in the Kashmir League? You're like 50th or something, aren't you?
That now.
Where was that, sorry?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm looking at the wrong league. Something around there. I haven't looked at the moment.
64th it was, it said. I should have... Oh, no, maybe not. That was somebody else. My apologies. So, Shaban, how's your game week gone then, pal?
It's kind of been a bit of a roller coaster, to be honest. After the City game, I was pretty dejected. I've had Sterling and Zinchenko obviously not play. James and Mount as orange flags, so I was kind of worried. Really, obviously today James and Mount played. Greenwood didn't as well, so I didn't need him as a third sub. It worked out perfectly. I ended up with 11 players, and I was pretty happy with that.
So we've got your team up on screen at the moment. What on earth made you vice captain Abraham? I think this is a lesson in picking the right vice captain.
I assumed that everyone was going to pick Kevin De Bruyne, and because my team is, if you look at it, it's quite template. There's a lot of templatey players. None of them are really differential. I just thought I'd do something different to see if I could, make up a little bit of ground.
Yes.
Didn't pay off, so.
Yeah. And it clearly hasn't worked out whatsoever. I mean, I would never have captained Abraham versus, vice-captained Abraham with Liverpool coming into town. But I've been talking about the fact that I'm considering wildcarding, and the fact that GW6 has just said that I'm only going to go up to 1.3. I'm now seriously thinking, you know what, I might just hit that wildcard button, and Abraham would be one of those players. His fixtures, aren't they? They are. Chelsea's fixtures upcoming are absolutely stunning. You must be very, very confident ahead of these particular fixtures for the next 6.
I've already got Mount, Abraham. I'm thinking I might even get a third. Yeah, that's my plan at the moment. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next week. I've got 2 free transfers and a couple of fires to put out, so I have to see.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this team. It's like you said, it's very, very template and everything. Looking at it immediately here, the only player that I personally don't like in that team is Daniel James. Is he somebody that you're just planning to get rid of full stop?
Yeah, and Zinchenko now, obviously, with his place under threat, I'm eyeing up to get rid of as well.
Have you actually got a a wild card at all?
Still got my wild card in my back pocket if I need it.
Are you, like me, considering using it?
No, not at the moment. I'm going to wait until probably the Christmas period. Well, I'm going to try and hold on to it. Things always seem to go wrong around Christmas. I'm just going to hold off and see if I can hold it as long as I can.
I mean, you're 923,000th in the world at the moment. You're not thinking that, well, hold on a minute, you say that it all goes wrong around Christmas time. I would argue that maybe it's all going wrong now. I don't know. I mean, this Cash Mini League that I don't know how seriously you're taking this particular Cash Mini League, but I do, and I'm just thinking, I've got to do something to climb in this particular Cash Mini League, and I think the wildcard team that I'm looking at it's good. It's going to be players which the teams are playing around, basically, and having Son is somebody that... I mean, Sterling, for you, what are your thoughts on him? Are you thinking of getting rid of him, or are you still thinking, nope, I'm holding on?
I think I'm going to give him another week. I'm tempted to get rid of him, definitely, but I'm going to give him another week, I think.
Yeah, he's got, obviously, Everton next. They are notorious for being defensively good, despite what's been happening and everything. I just don't know. I'm gonna do my research and everything and see what's going on. Shaban, have you got any final thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, just to say that you said I was 900 and something in the world. I think I'm actually going to get a green arrow this week with my auto subs.
I don't understand how I'm not going to get anything, but I'm assuming it's because of the vice captaincies coming in and everything.
It's this point score you see there is before vice captains and auto
That's
subs.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at live FPL, and surprisingly, I'm going up 30,000 places, which is quite bizarre. But yeah, even after that game week.
Shaban, congratulations. I'm a bit annoyed that you're my rival. You're doing well, but thanks for joining us. There we are.
Steve-O.
There's Shaban there in our Cashman League. Yamat, if you want to come live on air, please just unmute your mic and we'll be able to get you on talking about your team that you've posted in the Discord, my friend. So Yamat, just unmute your mic and we'll be able to get you chatting all things fantasy football. Yamat, you're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery, my friend. Nope. Fair enough. There's another one. Shazza. Good evening, Shazza.
Hello, Steve-O.
Good. Blimey, we've actually got a nice connection
Decent
here.
mic.
Good evening, Shazza. Have you posted your team in the team screenshot section, which is above the way?
Post it now. There we go.
You've just done it now, right? Brilliant. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Right, where are we? Let's bring it up on team now. Oh, blimey! Right, you've got a.
Not bad.
Here we go. It's loading up. This is going to take forever. Right.
I don't know why.
I don't know if it will come up on screen though. Hopefully it will. Let's bring that up, take that off, and unfortunately it won't come up on screen due. Oh no! Wait a minute. Don't worry. Forget what I just said.
You got it?
I don't know if it's coming up on screen or not.
Let me grab on my phone really quick.
Yeah, if you screenshot it instead, because that would make everything 10 times easier for everybody to view. To be honest with you, but I'm going to quickly go into this livescore.net and find out what specifically my rank is, because I just am genuinely gutted.
There we go.
About my my specific team, but here we go. Right, you've posted it, have you?
Yeah.
Right, there we are. Done. Thank you very much. We can now bring you up live on air and be able to see what exactly you've done. And here we go. A Kevin De Bruyne captainer here.
Yeah.
You're going to get Den Donker off the bench, unfortunately. But you're going to get Lundstrom. So what's that? 70.
It's an extra 12.
That's an extra 12. So what's that? 77 points. That's not even including bonus, which I'm assuming Alexander Arnold will get and everything. Whereabouts? Oh, you got McGinn as well. Well done to you there. Whereabouts are you overall rank?
I started on Gameweek 3. I was on here last week, and you disconnected as I started talking to Jason.
Oh, right, okay.
So I've only really watched your podcast because of the time of day I work and stuff. So I've only ever already seen like your rant stuff. I love the pure emotion and stuff. But it says. It says my Gameweek rank is, I think it's from last week. I don't know if it's updated, but my overall rank is 5.6 million because I started on Gameweek 3.
Right, okay.
But I've done pretty well every week. Like I got 77 points this week, if that comes in. I've done pretty decent. I've always finished above average. But I started playing on the Sun Dream. That's what I started on. Because that's what we did at work. That was our Kashmir League at work.
Yeah, I remember now.
So yeah, I put more attention into that, but I found your guys' podcast since like Gameweek 1. I was like, I have to join in, play this. Seems like a lot of fun. I love the content, so.
Yeah, well, you're speaking. Funny enough, you're speaking to a record audience now. And by the way, everybody, thank you for joining us for this Elite FPL Sunday Surgery. It's been an absolute blast. So it's called the Sunday Surgery and everything, and we're kind of looking over teams and whatnot about what they could do up next. I mean, have you thought about any transfers that you're going to be doing?
I've just taken Zinchenko out for Otamendi.
Oh, you've done
I think Zinchenko. Yeah, Zinchenko's going to be playing in the like League Cup and maybe even Champions League, but Mendy comes ahead of him. Of course, they paid like 50 million for him. Zinchenko's still learning. Otamendi scores goals, even gets assists randomly sometimes, so he's a point machine. So Otamendi's place is safe for me. I think I'd rather bring him in. I'm thinking Sterling out. I've been listening to what you said, and I just think in general Sterling should be coming out to get Aguero up top. I think maybe take Barnes or Pukki out. I'm not sure about taking Pukki out because he does score quite a lot.
He's a home
I'm
player.
thinking Barnes out. Yeah.
He's going to be a home player, to be honest with you. And I can.
But Barnes will get like a brace as soon as I take him out. So I'm
well,
scared
I don't know.
to do it.
I had this was a very long-winded thing last night, but I just think avoid Burnley attack. There's no
You
one
think?
that's. I don't know. We're just not consistent. They're not consistent enough with their returns. Admittedly, Barnes scored 4 in a row, but then he blanked for 3. I think it is, or 2. I can't remember now. But who are you thinking of bringing in for Barnes?
Aubameyang and Aguero, sorry, not Anitch. I wish.
How much money have you got in the bank?
I got 1.5 at the moment.
And then who else would you take out? Sterling or somebody? I'm assuming.
Yeah, Sterling. Mane stays for me instead of Salah. De Bruyne definitely stays in.
Yeah.
I brought McGinn in for Madison, and luckily
Well
McGinn
done.
scored because Madison scored.
And he's going to get bonus points, I'm assuming, as well.
Oh, he should do. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I would love
tell-
Aubameyang in there.
Tell us your thoughts on today's game, please.
We're just disgusted. We really are absolutely filthy. Like, watching Arsenal is horrible. Honestly, like, I don't even know how to explain it. We're just absolutely disgusting. the fact that people think that Emery's going to improve us or he has improved us is just a myth. He's a Europa League manager, and I guess that we are in Europa League, but he's never going to take us to the next level. I think we need to see his contract out to the end of the year, if not like towards May time, like towards the end of the year, but towards the end of the season, reevaluate his position and try and make a move like Allegri, because I heard rumours that he's interested and stuff. So I'd love a better manager. I think we've got to get rid of players like Xhaka. Why are we captaining him? No clue. Mustafi's not even playing. He's not even in the squad. That shows you how good he is. And just the whole philosophy of the football, we're just playing out from the back and letting people shoot at us and not going towards them outside the box. But yet we'll try and attack and say we've got a scintillating attack, but we just don't do anything.
Can I ask you, why did Aubameyang not take the penalty, or is Pepe actually the official penalty taker?
So I heard that from watching his highlights last year in Lille, I don't think he actually missed the penalty. He may have missed one or two, but he was their penalty taker, and they got a fair few, and he scored like literally all of them. His conversion rate is really good on penalties.
Okay.
But I think because he hasn't got his first goal for Arsenal yet, I think Aubameyang being that kind of character got him up and running. Last year we had Lacazette, who was on a goal drought, and Aubameyang gave him a penalty instead of getting a hat-trick. That's the kind of player Aubameyang is. So you can't be sure if Aubameyang is going to be taking him or not, because he'll want the golden boot. Pepe's great on penalties, Aubameyang's not. So I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'd keep an eye on both of them.
My potential move of getting rid of Aubameyang for Tammy Abraham and Son in for Sterling, I think it is. Your thoughts on that potential move if I was to wildcard?
I wouldn't get rid of Aubameyang just because the 6 game weeks he's returning every single game week. The guy doesn't stop scoring, and I have this argument with a lot of my friends that are Arsenal fans. I personally think Lacazette's better than Aubameyang, and I know the chat might go mental about that because Lacazette only scores amazing goals. His work rate's so much better. Obviously, FPL it's not great, and stuff, but Aubameyang will always pick up goals. Poacher, he'll score free kicks if he needs to. Penalties, he's usually on. He's always going to get you them points. But I don't know if Abraham's the right decision. Their fixtures are great coming up, Chelsea's. But I looked on a fixture cheat list, whatever it was, on someone's video. Okay, I was watching. But Arsenal actually have some really nice fixtures coming up too. Like, we don't actually have a load of top 6 fixtures for a while now, apart from United. I think it's next week away. Other than that, I think we've got people like Brighton, Sheffield United, and really like bottom 5 category teams. So I think Aubameyang get a lot of returns in that, get a few braces, maybe even a hat-trick. And he's always getting man of the match, so he's always going to get his star man points as well. Even today he didn't play amazing, but...
Can I ask why you got a yellow card today? Was it just petulance, or was it like a tackle, or why?
I think I was too busy tweeting after we just scored a comeback. I don't know what he did, actually. He might have just
probably
been...
took his top off or something like that. I don't have a clue.
Probably put another mask on or something.
It's just frustrating because I find out that because of that yellow card he missed out on 1 bonus point. It's in effect 2. Your thoughts on me potentially captaining Aubameyang versus, well, it's basically your clowns versus another bunch of clowns in United.
If anyone's going to score for us, it will be Aubameyang. So he's going to get an attack in return. You guaranteed that. But who have City got that weekend? Because honestly, De Bruyne looks unstoppable.
Everton away.
Yeah, I'd put if I had triple capped and De Bruyne or Aguero. Honestly, like Everton looks shocking. Been watching them, absolutely terrible. I wouldn't. But you can captain because it's not like you're using a chip or anything. But I mean, Aubameyang's gonna get.
Can you elaborate your thought process of why you think Everton are shocking?
I mean, they lost. Well, who did I lose to on the weekend? 2-0, didn't they?
Sheffield United, yeah.
Sheffield United, exactly. I watched that game, and going forward, they don't know what they're doing. They're not playing together. Richarlison looks very offbeat, and until he gets back on, he's not going to do much. I just think defensively, they're not working as a unit. It just looks all mismatched to me. I don't actually think Pickford's that good, as people think he is. That's an opinion, it's not a fact. But I don't think Everton are going to do that great, and I'm kind of worried about having Digne because he's trying to convert crosses, but it's not going into the strikers because obviously you've got Moise Keane in there. He's new. He's not used to Digne's crosses, and just stuff like that. I don't think they're clicking as a team. So I think like when Jason brought Iwobi in, I said to him, I said in the chat, I said, I think poor pick. Obviously, being an Arsenal fan, I don't think Iwobi was any good at all. Obviously, he's had some good statistics, I think you brought up in that stream, but I just don't think he's an FPL player himself.
What on earth is the reasoning, do you think, as to why Everton just can't seem to score? Just because they're not clicking as a team? I just think it's crazy.
You look at them a couple of years ago, they had Lukaku, that big, tall target man that they could just feed the ball to, bang, goal. Like, he just shoot from anywhere. But I don't think they have that identity up top at the moment. Like, I mean, for example, like they've got Theo Walcott and Iwobi on the wings, two Arsenal rejects that, as much as I love Theo Walcott, like they're not good enough to score you goals. They also have Richarlison, who does hit and miss. He's a very hit and miss player. I just don't think they're working as a team, really. Like, you'd expect Sigurdsson to be picking up points at this time in the FPL season, and people have taken him out after game week 1 because he just didn't do anything. So I just don't think they're working well as a team. Maybe the manager's getting it wrong.
It's not specifically my statement, but the way the Premier League's going again this season, do you think there's another case of nobody wants to win the title other than Man City and Liverpool?
Say that again, sorry.
Are you of the opinion, like myself, that no one seems to want to win the title other than Man City and Liverpool?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. They're the only teams showing fight, and if they lose, they're doing something about it. Obviously, Liverpool haven't lost, but my girlfriend's family, they're all Watford fans, and that was a very awkward Saturday night.
How are they? Like, I mean, serious. That is atrocious.
That's disgusting.
And that for me, I'm telling you now, that for me is, you know what? Just be relegated, because
it literally is. You should be in the Championship. No team in the Premier League should ever lose 8-0.
Yeah.
Especially with a new manager, you just change something up.
Yeah.
But as a collective, as a team, you should never ever be going 8-0 down. It's just 5-0 in 18 minutes. How can you justify, like, every time they have a kickoff, it's in the back of the net?
I don't know if you saw the stream or not, but I came live on air literally after 7 goals were scored out of the Man City and Burnley game, and then I could only comment on. I only got to see whatever here. I think it was like 4 goals or whatever, but I was going mental at the start of the stream. I was going. I mean, for anybody that didn't watch yesterday's Soccer Saturday, the part 1 that was streamed at 3:20, I highly recommend you just watch the opening 10 minutes of me going absolutely ape, because I was not happy with what happened in the Man City game whatsoever, and I actually just aired pretty much what you just said, which is, simply put, it's disgusting that a team is conceding at that amount of goals at that rate. After, what did you say, it was 16 minutes they conceded 5 goals?
Yeah, after 18 minutes, 5 goals, 3 after 11.
That is absolutely. Are they bottom of the league, Watford?
Watford are, yeah. They've got minus 14 goal difference and 2 points.
So let's just have a quick look at who Watford, unless you know off the top of your head, who have Watford got next?
Wolves, I believe.
Oh,
it's the Wolves.
God.
But then
Yeah,
Wolves are
at
right
home.
next to them, so it's a relegation battle already. I really don't have any hope for Watford.
Has there been any teams this season that have stood out where you're like, you know what, I may have to jump on their fantasy football assets? I mean, I bang on about Son from Spurs as an example. A lot of people talk about Leicester, but I'm not too keen on Leicester because their points seem to come sporadically from everywhere.
I agree with Leicester, just because they are up there. They seem like they want to get top 4 this season. They don't. Then obviously they're probably not going to challenge. But then again, we probably would have said that in 2015-16. I've got Vardy in my other dream team on the Sun, just because he does bag a lot of goals and he's actually up there with points with like Aubameyang and stuff. But again, he's a hit and miss, and like he will take your penalties. He's always involved in the attack. But then another one to look out for is Maddison. He's doing very well. At the moment, I think West Ham haven't conceded a goal in 3 or 4 games, so maybe a look at their defence. But then again, as soon as you put one in, it's just going to go pear-shaped. I think McGinn of Aston Villa is doing quite well, but I don't think there's many teams you can justify right now for whose players you pick up. I think it's City.
Just a final question before we let you go. Liverpool are away at Sheffield United next week. Do you think that they are potentially the best captaincy option this game week? Do you think it's Spurs or do you think it's Man City away at Everton?
Liverpool United, did you say? Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, yeah. They're away at Sheffield.
And that's away from home.
Yeah.
I don't think Liverpool is strong away from home. I think if that was at Anfield, then 100% I'd throw triple captains everywhere all over that Liverpool team. I think City are better away from home. I think City are just an all-round team. They play wherever they want because, I mean, let's be honest, City don't really have any fans, so playing at home isn't really an advantage for them.
Mm.
So playing anywhere for them, they're just playing football, isn't it? Pep Guardiola ball. But I don't see... I mean, I tried to triple captain Mane against Newcastle when he got a brace and an assist, but I was on the app on my phone and it didn't actually register and didn't work. So I was gutted last week. But that means I've got it for later weeks. But I think the only player I'd captain from that Liverpool team is Mane because he has the ability away from home to score goals. I know Salah does too, but last season I think Salah, the only reason he got Golden Boot was because of the penalty. I think that's the only reason. But then again, who knows? I'd say maybe Mane, but I'd rather lean towards De Bruyne or Aguero because his form is unbelievable.
It is absolutely... Although what I would say is that, in fact, there was somebody that came on last night. I think it was James. I don't know, but it may have been James. But somebody came on last night and they revealed this statistic, which was this season, if you'd have captained Kevin De Bruyne and Salah at home on each game, so basically rotating, you would have got double points in each game apart from, I think there was one. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, away from home, De Bruyne and Salah maybe not, but when you've got Kevin De Bruyne in your team and up ahead of him, you've got Sterling and Aguero, he is just going to be creating left, right and centre. Shazza, have you got any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, not really.
Fair enough.
That's about it. Thank you very much for having me on.
Cracking call. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Shazza there with insights not only into the FPL world, but also the real world, as I call it, as former co-host Dan used to say. I'm hoping I can get Stein on. This is the third and final time I'm going to attempt to get Stein on. Stein, are you there? Oh. Stein?
Yes, hello.
Oh, nearly took you away there. Stein, where have you been?
Oh, I've been a real busy man, actually. Well, I've been listening to the streams back because each time you've been live, I've had to actually work, so it's been a bit of a bummer, really. But I'm back.
You are back, my friend. Where are you in the Cash Mini League?
I was 47th before today. However, I've had a very good week. Because Lundstrom I'll be getting off for the bench. And what's his name returned for me. So I have 68 points and I've got 12 come off the bench. So I'll have 80 in total. So yeah, very happy.
That is absurd. 80 points. Wow. Yeah. And you captain Kane as well. Stein, I'm glad I brought you on. My God, you've had an absolutely stunning Sunday. Alexander-Arnold, McGinn.
Unbelievable. I mean, what I got
Salah.
from McGinn. Yeah, Salah not. But you know, funny thing is, as you know, Stevie, I captained De Bruyne a few weeks back, and I've always been debating whether to do De Bruyne or not. And once again, I was on De Bruyne as captain all week, and at the last minute, I went with the record, you know, knowing that there's usually goals in the Tottenham-Leicester game. Usually Vardy scores, usually Kane scores. So I went with captain and vice-captain, stepped away from De Bruyne. So there was a mistake in that score. So, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Do you have any... I mean, how are you finding the Cash Mini League at the moment? Is it very? Do you feel it? Very, how are you finding the Cash Mini League at the moment? Are you finding it really competitive, or are you just biding your time and just working your way up?
Yeah, I'm playing it by ear, Steve, because my view is, look, we're just about to play the 7th game, which will be the next game week, maybe around about 8, 9, 10 game, it starts settling down.
Yeah.
You start seeing guys who are really gonna not flash in the pan, have like 2 or 3 weeks, and they're not seen for the next 8. You're gonna start seeing who's gonna be there, every other week or every week they're gonna be putting in a performance. So I haven't, juggled my team too much. I mean, I've done a -4, but that was based on price rising. So, but other than that, I've stayed steady with what I've got, and it looks like Martial might actually.
Martial may be back. Stein, are you there? Stein hasn't. Oh, he's dropped off. Oh, what a shame. I don't know why he's dropped off. He's unfortunately dropped off. What a shame. Chicken tikka Mo Salah. Hopefully Charlie can join us again. Charlie, you're live on the air. Good evening. You're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery.
Evening, Steve. Are you alright?
I'm all well and good, my friend. Let's bring up your team because it is looking good. It is looking very good indeed. It is. How many points exactly have you got?
73 points.
Is that including James's coming off the bench?
Yeah, that's including James.
70. Yeah. We've just had Stein, 80 points. Today, another excellent point scoring of Alexander-Arnold and McGinn. Congratulations. Yep. You must be absolutely loving it.
Yeah, cheers. I'm very happy. I'm just obviously Digne again. Everton look very poor. And at Lundstrom, every time he gets these large hauls, he's always, on my bench. And the annoying thing about it is that I had Kelly first bench, and I didn't think James was going to play. And then James miraculously played, and then Lundstrom was last on my bench. I was like, oh no. But apart from that, I'm happy. Yeah.
We've been talking about me potentially wildcarding and transfers and whatnot. Have you thought about transfers at all? I mean, this team is looking brilliant.
It's just Sterling's a bit annoying that he hasn't done anything for like 3 or 4 game weeks, then he goes and gets benched. I'm not too sure at the moment. And Digne's annoying me. With Everton, they had a lot of possession, a lot of chances. I mean, Sheffield United only had 2 shots and 1 on target. And then they still go and beat them 2-0. So yeah, I'm not sure yet on transfers.
If you were in my shoes, who would you rather have out of the back line from Liverpool? Would it be Alexander-Arnold or Robertson or Van Dijk? You've got 2 of them.
Probably Arnold.
Yeah. I'm just
because he's getting the attacking returns.
Yeah, the only downside is his fixtures coming up aren't exactly great or anything. But I mean, there's not much to say really, other than, do you have any idea whereabouts you're going to end up in the Challenge League tonight? Do you have any idea whatsoever?
Where I am?
Do you have any idea if you'll be climbing the table?
I'm not sure because, I went from 10th to 8th yesterday.
Right. Okay.
And then today I had 20 odd points playing, but obviously a lot of people have got Lundstrom coming on or the vice captain thing.
Yeah,
but I just hope I'm still in the top 10 because I think there's a few people that didn't have the best game week and don't have they've got like Salah vice captain instead of having De Bruyne. So hopefully I'm still in the top 10. I'll be happy with that. So yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it is going to be an absolute kicker once the game fully updates after, and we see where the Challenge League is, the Cash Mini League is there, who the movers and shakers will be, especially when it comes to the top 4 cash places. It's very, very well, like you said, it's extremely tight in there, and we're going to find out exactly what is going to happen. Charlie, any final thoughts before I let you go?
Keep the the channel up, doing really well, and it's getting a lot more exciting now as well. So keep up the good work.
I agree with Stein. It's getting to the point where we're all realising where we're going with our seasons and everything. I totally agree with that. Charlie, cheers for joining us.
Yeah, cheers, Steve-O.
Cheers, pal. Thank you very much. We're not going to go on for too long. I don't want to be streaming for hours and hours at the end of the day. Unfortunately, I've got to be up very, very early in the morning, so I'm going to end the stream soon. But we'll try and get on a couple more people, and we'll bring on Anitch. Anitch is a regular. Anitch, good evening to you.
Evening, Steve-O.
Sorry, just to cut you off for a second. I have everybody now. Everybody, please look at your screen, because I have a wonderful picture to bring up. That is absolutely adorable. So everybody, if you want to look at your screen, look at that. I don't know how big it is, but there's Coco the Clown, aka Hot Sauce's little sausage dog, everybody. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Anitch. Hello there.
Hey, Steve-O.
How's it all going? How's your game week ended?
I got 84 minus 4.
So 8, you're another high scorer. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I think I checked the live FPL website and I went from 700 to just under 200,000.
Oh, you're joking. You're another one that's gone up, whereas someone like me is completely well, I just seem to be dropping and dropping and dropping. It's ridiculous. Did you not post your team?
Yeah, I put it in the team screenshots at 708 or something like that.
Right, okay, I'll try and bring it up now. Remind me, who is going to be coming off your bench, if anybody?
I got really lucky with the bench because I had Lundstrom third on the bench.
Right.
And I had Kelly who didn't play.
Yeah.
And then I had Greenwood second on the bench who miraculously picked up an injury.
Yeah, I've got it.
So I was praying throughout the whole Palace game that Kelly wouldn't come on the pitch.
I've got your team up on screen now. That is incredible. What made you get up Otamendi in?
I actually got him in about 3 game weeks ago.
Ah, congratulations. Well done to you on that.
Yeah, but I worked out if I didn't make a move at all, I would have been about 12 points better off.
Who did you get rid of?
I got rid of Kane and Wesley for Pookie and Abrahams.
Unbelievable.
And both ended up scoring.
Abraham is somebody that I'm actually genuinely looking at. Do you think I asked Hacking earlier on about bringing in Abraham for Aubameyang? Your thoughts on that?
I think Abraham is going to do well. I even think the double up with Mount would be good. Because even today, even though he didn't score, he had quite a few chances. And he looked lively.
Yeah.
For the time that he was on. He had about 3 or 4 shots on goal.
Brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. It's called the Sunday Surgery. And looking at your team, I think you've got an absolutely brilliant team. Apart from one player in Coleman. Is he the next player that you're thinking of getting rid of?
I've actually got... I'm planning to do Coleman and McGinn. To Son and Loughton for a hit.
I just do it. I don't even need to give you advice on that. That you can do that, can you? Wow, that is.
Because I've got 3 million. I've got 3 million in the bank. So downgrading Coleman to Loughton frees up the extra million to get Son.
Jesus, there was a clip for SMZ there, so that's 2 hours and 6 minutes. There was a clip for you. Just look at my screen when Anitch says that he's got 3 million in the bank. That's extraordinary. You can get. I mean, I'd do that immediately. I mean, ironically, McGinn and Loughton are up against each other next week. So, would you be playing Loughton? Or would you be playing Lundstrom versus Sheffield United?
I'll be playing Loughton because otherwise I'd have to play Kelly against Pookie and Cantwell, which I don't want to do.
Yeah. All I can say is I just recommend you do that move ASAP because Son is probably going to rise again, to be honest with you. And I think that maybe...
Yeah, I'm planning to do it, but I'm going to wait out for as long as I can until he's actually going to rise. then I'll do it on the day that he's going to rise.
Good lad, good lad. Well, all I can say is congratulations to you, Anitch. You've had an absolute stormer of a game week. Have you got any final thoughts before we let you go?
To be honest, even though normally I like to have a player in the Monday night game, but the Game Week 7 Monday night game doesn't really interest me at all, even though it's like 2 supposed top 6 clubs, but I don't think it's going to be very much in it.
Oh, really? You don't think that it's going to end in a goals galore game, though?
I'm not thinking goals galore, but I don't think either side's going to keep a clean sheet.
No, nor do I, and I'd like to think Aubameyang will do something for me. I mean, your thoughts quickly on me thinking of captaining Aubameyang versus United?
I wouldn't say that's the worst call, but I think there's quite a few better options.
Like who?
But if you're looking for a differential captain, then maybe yes.
Who do you think are better options next week? I'm thinking Son straight away.
Son, KDB even. I'm planning to go Salah myself.
Oh, up against Sheffield United. You don't think Sheffield United are going to cause them problems in the fact that Salah's not exactly got the greatest away form?
It doesn't really bother me too much. I think today he was a bit sloppy, otherwise he could have got a couple of more chances on goal, but Tomori did quite well against him today.
Yeah, brilliant. Anitch, thank you for joining us.
Cheers, thanks for having me.
Thank you. James, you're going to be the final caller of the evening, so you just need to unmute your mic, and you're going to be the final caller of the evening. So, James, you're live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery, my friend. Good evening.
Hello.
How's your game week ended up?
I'm feeling all right about FPL, but then I'm quite annoyed about the Palace game.
Oh yeah, of course. Tell us about it.
I mean, it was just one of the most frustrating experiences because the first half was quite even. They probably had the better opportunities, but then the second half, we were woeful in front of goal.
Well, that's what you get when you have AU or whatever his blinking name is. But
I mean, it was Benteke because Ayew came off the pitch, and Benteke came on. Like if Ayew was on the pitch and he had the opportunity that Benteke had, he would have scored.
I've just noticed on your team.
Yeah.
You've got 3 players that didn't play yet. You've got no points coming off the bench. In fact, you've got 1, 2, 3. This must be a record. In fact, you know what? I reckon you should. Are you on Twitter?
Yeah.
You should post this on Twitter and say that of your 15, 8 of them. Sorry, 7 of them. 8 of them return 0 points.
0 points.
That is ridiculous.
Because I still get 17 points for the week.
Oh, you lucky!
You didn't see it.
Because you've got Robertson, Alexander. Right. So for people listening on audio, we've got Pope, Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, De Bruyne as vice captain, King and Pookie. They're the ones that got the points. Oh, and Salah, and then then you've got Zinchenko 0, Dunk 0, Lanzini, Sterling, Kelly, Greenwood, Dendoncker, Button, the goalkeeper, all at 0. That's crazy. You've got to post that on Twitter and just say how lucky you were, because that's crazy, mate.
I know, right? Like, I was watching it. I was praying Kelly came on, and then Dendoncker started, but then apparently scored an own goal. I don't.
Yeah, that's
see
right.
how he did that.
Yeah. He scored an own goal.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Have you got any other thoughts on today's games?
I mean, I watched the Liverpool game. I mean, I was holding out for a clean sheet, but I think the fact that Robertson and Trent both got attacking returns on me sort of keeping them in has paid off. I was talking to my friend. I was watching the Liverpool game, and sort of my mate was texting me about the Arsenal game, saying, because he's an Arsenal fan, he was saying, Arsenal rubbish, we're going to do this. And I was just like, mate, just wait, you're going to come back, you'll be fine. And they ended up winning. So, but yeah, are you going to I know you said yesterday to me that you made a promise that if Aubameyang did nothing, he'd be taken out of your team. So
well, I don't know how long you've
he's
been
in.
on the stream for, but at the start of the stream, I kind of suggested that I may still hit the wildcard button to take out Aubameyang. I'm just not happy with what's happened today. I just think that, I keep saying this, but Arsenal they're just pathetic. They are absolutely pathetic. And
Yeah.
I know he got a goal and everything, but I just think I've got my team up on screen right now, but I just think that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if that was your team.
Yeah, I wanted to. Getting rid of Sterling for Son and bringing in it's simply down to this, really. Sterling and Aubameyang out for Son and what's his face to Abraham, but I'll also bring in Aguero for Greenwood.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have Aguero, Pookie, and Abraham as my front three, and then my midfield would be Mason Mount, Salah, De Bruyne, Son, and Cantwell, and then whatever my back four would be would be in that case.
That front three sounds
ridiculous.
It sounds dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, say you didn't hit the wild card. I know you've made the Otamendi transfer. What move would you be looking at taking up? Digne maybe, or are you happy with him?
Yeah, I played around with the wild card earlier on. Actually, Digne would be out. The players that I get rid of are Digne, Sterling, Aubameyang, Gilbert, and Greenwood. They'd be the players that I'd be getting out straight away, and I'd be bringing in.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking of getting Gilbert into my team.
Oh, why is that?
Just because the next it would be for 3 fixtures. The next 3 fixtures they've got.
It's Burnley, Norwich, and Brighton.
Yeah, they've got Burnley and Norwich and then Brighton. And well, you're a Burnley fan yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
They haven't really.
We'll win. That's got.
You think good?
Yeah, I think that's got. Well, I say we'll win. I think that's going to be really tight. That's going to be 0-0, 1-0 either way, 1-1, 2-1 either. It's going to be a very, very low scoring game. And
I'm sort of I'm looking at Aston Villa's home record and I'm thinking they've been very solid offensively. So if I would sort of write off the Norwich game and sort of not expect any points from that.
Yeah.
But if they can return 2 home games, then I'd bring them in, and then I'll be looking at sort of a straight swap then to Masuaku, who's got a nice little spree of fixtures after that.
Yeah.
Nice rotation between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm. It's just the fact that if I was to get rid of Gilbert, I could upgrade him to Aurier as an example.
Yeah, I do like that. That's the one thing that's not. I'm not confirmed on Aurier is because of what sort of Spurs fans have been saying about the rotation.
Yes.
Would you be comfortable that he would be playing?
I think that based on what Spurs fans are saying, he's sounding very, very good indeed. And I can't see why Pochettino would get rid of him, basically. I mean, I know he's a fullback and everything. He's not nailed on like a lot of Spurs players. But based on the fact that he was rested in the Champions League and played this game week, I think that tells me that he is going to be the player for the Premier League, personally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was just saying the move. When you're pinning on how I'm going to move my team. So Zinchenko has come out for Otamendi. That's already happened. Lanzini is going to come up for Mount this week, and then I think dump for Gilbert. Then I think in a couple of weeks
is that for a -8?
I banked a transfer. And I'm sort of seeing that as I take a -4 hit for Mount 5 weeks where he's going to make up those -4 points is one thing.
Well, Lanzini to Mount, essentially, it just sounds brilliant.
Yeah, exactly, with the fix. And it's also quite nice because the sort of people around me in my, like, one of the person, I think today I went of my friends. I'm 1 and he's 2, and I'm 1 point above him.
Wow.
And he's got as well, so that was sort of, it's a nice little safety. I think probably Robertson out, Masuaku in, and then Dendonka.
Remind me, have you got a wild card?
I do still have a wild card, yeah.
Have you thought about wild carding?
I'm saying I quite like holding onto my wild card as long as I can. I find when it sort of comes to the back end of this, or I like having it until I've got a situation of either need to do it. Like this it was close this week because I had a lot of players who didn't play. So having only 8 players in your team sort of maybe screams wildcard, but I think I hold on to it for as long as I can because I feel comfortable that Sterling's going to come play next week. I've got 2 transfers, so I can sort of move stuff around quite easily without taking a wild card. So,
well, James, you've clearly got a plan, and I can only thank you for coming live on air today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, mate.
So thank you. Well, I may as well. That was supposed to be the final caller, but I am going to deliberately be bringing on FPL tips, but unfortunately, FPL tips has gone. What is that noise? Can everybody hear that noise? That sounds awful. I have no idea why that. If anybody can tell me if they can hear a load of noise in their ear, because that sounds absolutely awful. FPL tips. We're going to bring in live on air now. Hello, FPL tips. FPL tips, are you there?
Hello?
Hello, FPL tips. You are live on the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery, my friend.
Sorry, yeah.
How has your game week gone?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? No, he can't hear me. Brilliant. And on that note, I think I'm going to end the stream. I don't know what's going on.
Hello?
Yep. Can you hear me, for FPL tips?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Blimey, just about to let you go there. How's your game week gone?
So I sent my team into the rate my team section. It's in there. So I scored, well, I will score after auto subs and everything. I will score 76.
Jesus.
But that's thanks to Sterling not playing and my vice being on De Bruyne. It's my first green arrow of the season, so up to 1.2 million from 2.5 million. So we're moving in the right direction.
That is exactly this. I'm a bit gutted because I thought my game week had gone really, really well, and then I find out I've only moved up by 300,000 places from 1.6 to 1.3. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And I'm genuinely thinking of hitting the wildcard button, but we don't need to talk about that right now. But what time did you post the Rate My Team, roughly?
8:43, so about 3 minutes ago.
Right, okay. Thank you. Let's see if... There's just so much stuff. This is why, I don't know if you're aware or not, but this is why we tell people to put the whoever's coming live on air, to put them on the team screenshots. It's just above the waiting room. It's not your fault. You weren't to know. I
can put that in there now if you'd like.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, because I'll be here all day trying to scroll through. So you've got Kevin De Bruyne as vice captain. You must be absolutely loving life at that fact.
Yeah, it's so I've been on the wrong end of Sterling Salah every game week so far, and I would have been on the wrong end of it again. But luckily, I technically have got a captaincy decision right for the first time this season. Yeah, I've just put it in there for you.
You're getting Lundstrom as well.
Yeah. I always knew I'd get Lundstrom though with Martial out.
You're still persisting with Che Adams, and I see he got
No.
you an assist. Is that right?
So this is his first attacking return. He's been in my team 6 weeks, and this is all he's done for me. But I have now sold him. So I've sold Van Dijk to Soyuncu and Che Adams to Tammy Abraham. So I had 2 free transfers, and I've used them both.
How come you played Woodman ahead of Pope? Is that just a deliberate thing that you do, playing a non?
Yeah, I do every week. It's just for my entertainment.
That must mess around with some of your mini league rivals.
So at the end of the week, I get like a 6-point added on when my team might not have done so well. I get a little bonus.
That's not a bad idea. I'll make copy of the tactic.
Just like when I know Martial was injured, I always start my injured players.
Yes, I used to do that a lot actually. We're called the Elite FPL Sunday Surgery. I mean, looking at your team here, I mean, Che Adams, have you actually done that transfer?
Yeah, I've done it.
So that's a -4, I'm assuming, obviously.
No, I had 2 free transfers.
So Soyuncu in for Van Dijk and Che Adams out for Tammy Abraham.
Yeah.
Does that make you confident moving forward? What about Martial? You're not thought about getting rid of him?
Yeah, well, for about every week, we've heard that he's going to be back next week, and we just haven't had him. I think when he gets back in the team, he could instantly get back among the points, but I think for his price, he's probably not going to be in my team for too much longer. But he's got Arsenal at the weekend, and if he's back for that, which he hopefully will be, they can't defend. So you just hope that he's in amongst the points. But we never know when he's going to come back.
No, that's the key, and that's why we, as you all know, we need to keep out listening for the what do you call it? The press conferences. The blinking one I'm looking for.
Yeah, and we didn't get one this week, which is what was annoying. So we didn't hear if he's close or not, but we'll see.
What are your thoughts on my potential moves in a wild card of essentially basically getting rid of Greenwood, Aubameyang, and Sterling for Aguero, Abraham, and Son?
So you're selling 2 starters there to get 3 starters. Who would that then put on your bench? That you would be, because you're selling Greenwood and presumably you're not starting Greenwood every week.
No. I would have on my bench, say, Rico.
So would Lundstrom or someone like that go on your bench?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think they are. I do think they're good moves. I think overall they're good. No one at the weekend scares me as much as Aubameyang. Is the only thing I'd say.
Really?
With his fixtures at the moment, every weekend he is capable of scoring countless goals.
I was just disappointed from today, to be honest with you.
Disappointed with him today, but he still gets a goal. I think overall the new 3 will be better than the old 3, but then I'd find it hard to sell Aubameyang, but overall you're probably making the right decision. Those Chelsea fixtures and the way Tammy Abraham. So I was at the Chelsea game today. We looked really good.
Right.
And Abraham, So I go most weekends.
Right. Okay.
So Abraham looked really good. He can play. He's got it all. He's so physical, but he's also so quick. So with our fixtures coming up, I really want him in, as well as people who've got Mount. Really, someone that I would consider. He looked great again today.
Any other thoughts from today's match that stood out for you? Liverpool, for example, how are they looking?
Liverpool looked not nearly as good as they've looked previously. I mean, that is easily just a one-off. Trent and Robbo looked great. Their front three it lacked today. I think is what it was. They struggled, their front 3 overall, but they scored 2 set pieces and they didn't create that much. But Liverpool looked great. Matip, Van Dijk looked strong. They don't look as assured defensively as they have done previously. There were holes in that back 4 for Abraham and people to run in behind. So I wouldn't ever now, having seen that today, I wouldn't really want a double up on their defence.
Wow, that's interesting. How did Salah look today? And Mane more. Salah and Mane, how did they look? Because obviously there's the talk.
So they looked I mean, they were quite quiet, to be honest. They didn't do that much. Salah looked more lively than Mane did. Mane didn't do too much. Firmino, again, was good. I think we need to start talking about him more, maybe. But Salah, yeah, good. Was involved, had chances, could easily have scored, to be honest. Salah was definitely stronger today than Mane was. The other Chelsea player that people is, if we can learn to keep a clean sheet, Tomori at 4.5 mil will be an absolute bargain. He was so good again today, and I just don't see him losing his place in that team.
Isn't Rudiger back? I was reading though soon.
So Rudiger was played last week, and then having not played at all season, and then picked up another injury, which was meant to be out. I read 3 or 4 weeks, so until the international break again, which is kind of not long enough for you to bring in Tomori in case he loses his place to Rudiger. But I hope that it's Christensen that loses out. But Rudiger will probably be back after the international break.
Wow, so that's interesting. So here's a question for you from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Who do you recommend people bringing in from Chelsea as an FPL asset? So you've just mentioned Tomori. Who else?
Tomori, Mount, and Abraham. That's probably it. I think Emerson, when he's back in the side, if you have more, because he was obviously rushed back today, because he had an injury and then he played and he was taken off 20 minutes in or something. If he gets in the same position as Alonso did, then he can create great chances. So the 4, probably Tomori, if we know he's going to keep his place, Emerson, and then Mount and Abraham. Mount looks like the real package. He really does.
The only concern that I have with Chelsea is the fact that they just can't seem to keep clean sheets.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to overturn soon and the clean sheets will start coming in?
Probably not, to be honest. I think we'll look more assured defensively, but keeping a clean sheet, maybe not. Someone in the chat has just put, isn't Zuma much more nailed on than Tomori? Absolutely not. Today, Zuma was benched for Tomori. Zuma didn't start and only came on because of Christensen's injury. I think there are better, probably, defensive options. There's no defense that I'm really looking at thinking you need one of them, apart from maybe the Liverpool guys, Tomori, Trent, and maybe if you can get Otamendi. But there's no defense that is so assured at the back at the moment that you need one of them for their defensive capabilities.
And one final question regarding Liverpool. I see Firmino scored again. Are we all overlooking Firmino?
I think from open play, I do think Salah and Mane will outscore him. But I do think Firmino will be good for his price. So it's a hard price point because it doesn't. A 9 mil striker rarely fits the way people structure, and if it means then if you want to get rid of them, you can't go up without a lot of budget. He did play well. He took his header. He took his goal well, but he didn't do amazingly in open play. Gets the ball at his feet, passes it on, but from open play, the goal threat today looked like Salah. So.
Oh really? I was about to ask. Do you think that Mane and Firmino can actually cover Salah's points, or do you think that no, stick with Salah and essentially, do you go with Salah and a Liverpool defender, or would you rather have Mane and Firmino?
I mean, it seems to be that Salah does well one week and Mane does well the other week. And I mean, after today, Salah looks stronger, but next week it could easily be the other way around. I think you're best off going with Salah or Mane and then Trent and just leaving it at that, to be honest. And then going with Liverpool when they have their great fixtures, which turn in game week 15 or something, 16. And then maybe look at the triple up, but their fixtures aren't good enough at the moment to go for that triple up for me.
FPL tips, thank you for coming on. Have you got any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, nothing else. I'll be back next online.
Cheers, dude. Really appreciate the time.
Perfect. Thank you.
There we are. There's FPL tips. FPL tips on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow him there. That was the last call of the evening, and that's going to be the last call that's the end of the stream for me. So this is the boring bit. So if you wanna, if you're gonna walk off now, hit that like button. We have had record numbers watching tonight, and I can only say thank you for joining in. It's been an absolute, it's been a bit of a bizarre stream tonight. I think people may understand why. It's been a very, very unusual one. I can't believe the internet has actually held out. I've been in my room today. You may have noticed the background's a bit different. The internet's not so great. We've had one lost connection, and to be honest with you, if that kept persisting, I would have just ended the stream. But we've actually pretty much gone on for 3 hours. Oh no, 2 hours, sorry. 2.5 hours, my apologies. And I'm glad I've been your therapist, as Vince Chapman has just thrown in there. Yeah, chin up. Chin up fella. That reminds me of somebody. Ian Anderson. Thanks again, Steve-O. Chin up fella. Yeah. There's nothing I can say really. But yeah, let's go through the admin. And you can all go off and enjoy the rest of the evening. But I'm going straight to bed pretty much. As ever, if you've enjoyed the stream, just simply hit that like button. It really does, and I can't be bothered to keep saying that. It just shows your support for myself and Jason for the content that we bring you. Like I say, we're virtually a daily FPL stream. Although I'm going to tell you guys now, I don't think I'm going to be streaming tomorrow reviewing the game week. I'm hoping Jason can. I'm going to be honest with you. I am just absolutely exhausted. From work and doing this, to be completely brutally honest with you. Don't quote me on that, because there may be a surprise stream which links me into what I'm about to say next. Twitter. If I decide to go early, if I decide to do a spontaneous stream, if I decide to do a stream full stop, Twitter is the first place I'll be going to, and then I'll be immediately putting that into the Discord. So to follow us on Twitter and finding out when we're going to be going live, it's at Elite FPL, and of course at Elite FPL on Instagram. Former co-host Dan, he now runs the Instagram page, and we thank him a lot for that. Also, if you're brand new around here, you've enjoyed the stream, you know what to do. Just simply hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. It's the usual story really. If you do subscribe, then guess what? You'll always know when we are going live once you hit that notification button. Anyhow, other than that, I can only thank you enough for joining me this evening. Like I said, there's been record figures and it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you for joining myself, Steve-O. And yes, maybe see you tomorrow, maybe not. But like I said, stay tuned on Twitter for that news. Other than that, take it easy, guys, and see you soon.